Well, in a big development, Trinamool Congress Rajya Sabha MP Jawhar Sircar has resigned from his parliamentary post in protest of the Bengal government's handling of the rape and murder of the trainee doctor at the Kolkata hospital and everything that ensued in the wake. In a letter to the Chief Minister and TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee, Sircar has laid into unchecked an overbearing attitude of the favoured few and the corrupt in his own party. He also mentioned that he will always stand against tyranny.
The letter written by Jawhar Sircar, the Trinamool Congress MP, exposes the dirt, corruption and dictatorial attitude within the TMC, which now has come to mean two things: Tanashahi mindset and culture and too much corruption. And today, the resignation letter of Jawhar Sircar has come. But more importantly, where is the resignation letter of Mamata Banerjee? She should resign because she is accountable as Home Minister, she is accountable as Health Minister, she is accountable as Chief Minister.
Jawhar Sircar's resignation is an act of desperation. As the RG car rape and murder case completes 1 month, he has understood that the people of Bengal are extremely angry with Mamata Banerjee. They are waiting to overthrow Mamata Banerjee.
Now let's get you the first reaction coming in from the TMC after Jawhar Sircar's resignation. The TMC has issued a very guarded response on the scathing letter being written by the Rajya Sabha MP saying don't want to do line-to-line analysis. That's the first reaction coming in from the TMC. Take a look.
Content of the letter, I don't want to analyze line to line, but basic spirit of the letter, almost in many parts of the letter, we agree with him. But the difference is, he wants to quit the party, and we, the soldiers of the party, we want to face this situation with the hope that party should come out with a positive, visible response towards civic society, and that will be done under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee.
My colleague Mohit Bhatt is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Mohit, interesting response from the TMC. Kunal Ghosh going on to say, we agree to certain parts written in the letter, but this is quite a scathing letter that has come in from Jawhar Sircar, and he has called out directly Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, saying she should have intervened in time in the RG Kar case, also saying that about corruption as well, there was no action taken.
Well, yes, in fact, and Jawhar Sircar is somebody, Pratibha, who is seen very close to the top leadership of the TMC. He has been a former bureaucrat. He joined the politics in 2021. He has been a Rajya Sabha MP, and today he wrote a letter to Mamata Banerjee. Now, he spoke about a host of issues. He spoke about the RG Kar incident and how it could have been handled better, that how exactly the administration just after the incident, immediately after the incident, could have taken steps so that the corruption that was rampant in the RG Kar and the criminals could have been behind the bar. The situation would have been different. Now, in his letter, he also talks about the extravagant and opulent lifestyle of various TMC leaders, and he also talks about the corruption within the party. He talks about that how he was heckled when he raised certain questions within the party. So it seems that he has come out with his experience from the past too, that what is happening within the TMC. Now, BJP has latched onto it. BJP basically says that Jawhar Sircar has resigned. He has made serious allegations against Mamata Banerjee's government. Now, when exactly will Mamata Banerjee resign? Now, because BJP, Pratibha, has been saying this, there were several lapses when it comes to the investigation of RG Kar case. There were allegations of corruption earlier against Sandeep Ghosh, who was then the principal of the RG Kar hospital. Now, he has been arrested by the CBI, but no action was being taken. And perhaps that is what is being shown in this particular letter by Jawhar Sircar. The action against corrupt was not being taken. He also talks about corruption. He talks about that how exactly the timely action could have avoided this particular situation. Now, we have seen how Kunal Ghosh has come out, and Kunal Ghosh is a senior TMC leader. He also speaks about that how there is certain content in his letter which is right, and he also says that he hopes that the corrective measures would be taken. He stands with Mamata Banerjee, but then there is a feeling within the TMC, in fact, that this incident could have been handled in a better way. The police could have get their job done promptly, because we have seen various allegations coming in from family. Their family have come out and stated that how they were not properly informed of the incident, how they were bribed, how they were asked to take money. So the BJP now latches out into this particular controversy and says Jawhar Sircar has exposed the TMC and it's time for Mamata Banerjee to resign. So a massive political turn has taken in this particular incident when Jawhar Sircar, and who has been a staunch supporter of the BJP and staunch critic of the staunch supporter of the TMC, I beg your pardon, and staunch supporter of the TMC, has now come out, and in fact he is in this letter, if you will go to it deeply, he has leveled action, serious allegations against his party members, the elected representatives of the TMC, and how this incident could have been handled better. So the BJP says Jawhar Sircar has resigned. When exactly will Mamata Banerjee will resign? So we see that it's another flashpoint between what's happening between the BJP and TMC when it comes to the Arjikar case.
But Mohit, you mentioned that he is one of the most vocal critics, he is one of the most vocal leaders of the TMC, yes, but look at some of the contents of the letter where he goes on to very explicitly mention the Arjikar hospital and the way the TMC government handled it. In fact, the BJP has said that the Chief Minister must take cue from it. But in the letter, he speaks about tyranny in the state. He speaks about faulty handling of public outrage. And he also goes on to mention corrupt doctors at top posts.
Well, yes, in fact, Pratibha, and I would just like to read few lines from his letter, so to give our viewers the exact context that why exactly this letter is very, very important. It comes from somebody who has been a Rajya Sabha MP of the TMC. Now, he says that a year after I joined in 2022, I was quite shocked to see TV and print the open evidence of corruption that the former education minister has indulged in. I made a public statement that corruption must be tackled by party and the government, but I was heckled by the senior leaders in the party. Now, this is also very important. Jawhar Sircar goes on to say that when he waked up the issue of the corruption charges that are there against TMC leaders, he was heckled by the party leaders. And perhaps that is why he says that if timely action in this particular case would have been taken against Sandeep Ghosh, then this unfortunate incident would not have happened. Now, he also goes on to say that it's my belief that the mainstream of the agitation is non-political and a spontaneous one. It's not correct to take a confrontational stand by labeling it political. Remember, TMC has been saying this, that BJP has hijacked these particular protests which are being done by the doctors over there. This has been the allegations by various BJP leaders, but their own MP, Jawhar Sircar, goes on to say that these protests are spontaneous, and it will be wrong to say that these are the political protests that are happening. So clearly we see, it seems that the TMC government has been shown mirror by their own leader, and Jawhar Sircar is not somebody who has just joined the TMC yesterday. He is a very senior bureaucrat who has been an IAS officer. He joined TMC, he was given a Rajya Sabha ticket, and he has been a very staunch critic of the BJP. But he himself, when he comes out and says, I was heckled when I raised the issue of corruption, you should not label these protests as political.
Yes.
That shows that there is something which is wrong within the TMC, and perhaps that is why this letter is of highest importance. And BJP now attacking the TMC, saying that Mamata Banerjee should also take the onus and resign.
So will the TMC look within, or did Jawhar Sircar resign because he knew that if he criticizes the way the entire incident has been handled, then action will be initiated against him? But there's a very, very curious response that has come in from the TMC. This is the first official response. Let's listen in.
Content of the letter, I don't want to analyze line to line, but basic spirit of the letter, almost in many parts of the letter, we agree with him. But the difference is, he wants to quit the party, and we, the soldiers of the party, we want to face this situation with the hope that party should come out with a positive, visible response towards civic society, and that will be done under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee.
So this is a response from the TMC saying we agree to some parts of it, but Jawhar Sircar has not minced words at all. In fact, we've accessed that letter and Sagrika is joining us with the details.
A detailed two-page letter written by Jawhar Sircar where he first puts the thrust on corruption in the TMC. So the first part of the letter completely talks about corruption. He doesn't name Partha Chatterjee, but definitely highlights the kind of evidence that had come out in that case. And then he talks about a caucus of corruption within the party and how he was heckled when he took a public stand against corruption. Page 2 of the letter, and I'm going to read out the operative parts from page 2, because where he says that the way the spontaneous outpouring of public angst when it comes to the RG Kaur case, the way it was handled, that has made him very, very upset. Now, what does he say? He says, it is true, believe me, the present spontaneous outpouring of public anger is against this unchecked, overbearing attitude of the favored few and the corrupt. The favored few in the TMC and the corrupt. Then he says, in all of my years, I have not seen such angst and total no confidence against the government, even when it says something correct or factual. I have suffered patiently for a month since the terrible incident at RG Kaur Hospital and was hoping for your direct intervention with the agitating junior doctors in the old style of Mamata Banerjee. It has not happened, and whatever punitive steps that the government is taking now are too little and quite late. I think normalcy may have been restored in this state much earlier if the caucus of corrupt doctors was smashed and those guilty of taking improper administrative actions punished immediately after this scandalous incident had happened. So just listen to the words, caucus of corrupt doctors, and he says improper, those guilty of taking improper administrative actions punished immediately after the scandalous incident happened. So caucus of corrupt doctors, possibly an indication at Dr. Sandeep Ghosh. And then he says improper administrative actions punished immediately. Who is he talking about? Is he talking about Vineet Goyal, the commissioner of the Kolkata police, or is he talking about other top officials at the RG Kaur Medical College? Then he says, it is my belief that the mainstream of the agitation is non-political. Remember, constantly there was an attempt by the Trinamool Congress to say that the protests that have been taking place are political in nature and this is a conspiracy to defame the state of West Bengal by the Bharatiya Janata Party. One of the senior most MPs who today has decided to put his papers down says that it is my firm belief that the mainstream of the agitation is non-political and a spontaneous one, and it is not correct to take a confrontational stand by labeling it as political. Over the last few days, we've seen the kind of comments that have come in from leaders of the Trinamool Congress, straight from, say, Arup Chakrabarti or their MLAs. They said there were some leaders who also said we will, break the fingers that are pointed at Mamata Banerjee. There are leaders like Arup Chakrabarti, MPs, who have said that in the name of protest, there are doctors who go around and roam with boyfriends. Then there are comments that have come in from these MPs who say that, okay, we will hiss at our opponents. But now this letter of Jawhar Sircar and his decision to quit has gone ahead and is basically a revolt within the TMC.
Okay, revolt within the TMC. Stay with us, Sagrika.